And that brings us to this article over on War on the Rocks. This is a national security blog. Blake Hertzinger, it's time to build combined forward operating base Sierra Madre. Blake Hertzinger, a Navy officer, worked in Singapore for a long time. He is now down in Australia. Literally, Blake and I are identical twins. If you saw the two of us next to each other, you wouldn't be able to tell the two of us apart. We're both uncannily handsome in that way, and it's freaky how much it is. But Blake's piece here, in particularly, has the concept of how to fix this, and that is to get rid of the Sierra Madre and replace it instead with a forward operating base. Basically, he delves into the topic in some great detail. I'll have a link to the story in here. He talks about why this ship needs to be replaced. He talks about instances that have happened in the past, including recently back in August with the Chinese Coast Guard firing water cannons at Philippine vessels. And let me be clear, the type of water cannons they were shooting at those small resupply boats could easily swamp those vessels, capsize them, sink them. They could hurt crew members because you're getting hit with a huge force of water. These are, in many ways, deadly style attacks. This has gone on for a while. He cites back to instances in 2021, 2022, 2018, 2014, and 2013. All of this has led to the situation we find ourselves in with the Philippines running this vessel ashore on the shoal to establish a semi-permanent basis there. And again, it is the Philippines trying to exert their territorial waters, not just for jurisdiction over Second Thomas Shoal, but the exclusive economic zone that allows them to operate in that area. And what Blake is basically arguing here is for the creation of a maritime support base or a floating base. And that is not new. This is the area we're talking about right here. This is Second Thomas Shoals. You'll see it's astride that main supply line that's coming through here. Huge shipping channel going from East Asia, the Western Pacific, down towards Singapore, out into the Indian Ocean. Just an immense amount of traffic that comes in. This is the shoal here. It is barely observable even when you're down there. And the vessel is right up here, beached in the northwest sector of the shoal. It's kind of that permanent presence that's there. And what Blake is talking about is replacing the vessel. The vessel is dated. I mean, it's a World War II vessel built in 1944 as USS LST 821, built in Indiana. It served during World War II. It was broken back out, used in the Vietnam War, and named USS Harnett County. That's not just any county in America. It's my county. That's where I am. It's where beautiful Campbell University is. I'm a member of the Northwest Harnett Volunteer Fire Department, so I feel like I have a role here in this discussion. But this vessel, obviously, we're talking about being built in 1944, needs to be replaced. And the concept here is to put something permanent there. Not the first time this has ever been done. In the history of the United States, we have used offshore platforms before. In the Cold War, we had what was called Texas Towers that were up along the coast of the United States. These were radar observation stations that were used. We put them off the coast of New England so that they can detect potential attacks coming from the sea. In the Persian Gulf War, even before the Persian Gulf War, this is in the 1980s, during the tanker wars, we stationed a series of large barges. This is the barge Hercules, out in the Persian Gulf and used it as a forward operating base. We anchored it out in the Persian Gulf. We operated helicopters and special operations boats from it. It's not an unusual process. And today we operate this platform. This is called SBX-1. This is actually a vessel. This is not a platform that jacks down. It's actually floating. It has its own propulsion system, but it has a huge phased array radar that is used to monitor nuclear ballistic missile tests by not just us, but by other countries. And so there are plenty of opportunities here to establish an operating base in the area. It could be done by the Philippines. It could be done jointly by the United States and the Philippines and other allies.